There we go. Still starting the stream on time. There we go. Okay, yeah, we had a pretty lore heavy session last session. Everybody can go ahead and add 10 points to your points card. Did you hear that, Brunk? There we go. And does anybody want to try their hand at the recap this week? No? Okay, cool. Is anybody rolling for trinkets this week? No? No? Anyone? No?
No, I'm good.
Can I get an audible no from everyone so that I know that you're here and I can hear your pretty voices, please?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Not this week.
Wonderful.
No.
Okay. So, last session started off with you guys waking up in Anthos's cave. You, aside from being a little hungry, were well rested, except for Jesus, who had a crazy, weird nightmare. You made your way back to camp to find Barnabas being eaten by like a giant rainbow-scaled fish. That Nerissa was able to kind of like talk the fish down and get it to spit out Barnabas. You discovered a highly explosive yet dangerously delicious magically enhanced coconut, or mana nuts, which I've made into an actual item and distributed evenly among your character sheets, because like I looked at Jesus's character sheet and he had 12. I was like, let's split this evenly. So each of you had 3. I think 2 of you used them during your encounter with like Toman and the duck. I made sure to like count it over while we were watching the recap there, so everything should be current for your sheets. Jesus keeps having visions of a red dragon that's asking to be freed. You asked Anthos for help to travel around the island. Anthos granted the group a pearl shell folding canoe. With the combination of Brunk's paddling and Nerissa's ability to create gusts of wind, they were able to get to the west side of the continent very quickly. You found a strange, like, empty tent. Like, the tent seems like it was there for a purpose, but surveying it, you didn't see any signs of life or that people had been there for a while. You decided to go to the lighthouse to the north of the tent, where you met the sound of a duck quacking. Nerissa, breaking in with thieves' tools, tried to pet the duck, which appeared to have some kind of wizard's hat, and the duck, in response to almost being pet, responded by casting a fireball on the party, almost knocking all of them out. The duck turns out to be an awakened wizard's familiar, along with a frog similar to the cave grung that you encountered earlier, named Toman. He and the duck, Ned, appear to both be awakened familiars of a great wizard whose name is also Toman. The familiars healed the party and welcomed them for the night to like offer a place to rest. After eating and playing games together, the party was led to the second floor sleeping quarters of the lighthouse, which appear to have been occupied by adventurers previously. There, Erryn discovered a ripped page from a book about the Seven Knights of Aetherios, legendary heroes who supposedly sacrificed themselves to put up the magic barrier around the island. They also discovered that the wizard Toman appeared to be friends with these heroes, as some of them appeared to be, or at least like you surmised, were the people who were spoken of on this page in the pictures. And I also, if you look in the cleaning crew chat, I also did like Hero Forge mock-ups of those characters that you saw inside that picture, as they were kind of like magical moving pictures. Brunk discovered a golden like puzzle egg under his mattress that he managed to solve just like kind of like absently playing with it. It started off looking like kind of like sliding puzzle pieces that were, when were all put into proper place, turned into like a completely smooth golden egg that kind of like, it didn't so much crack as kind of open with this like perfect seal, like this perfect ring. And inside was a small elf-like fairy with a star crown on its head. I found this is what the sprite looks like, but instead of flowers, there's like it's like a thin band with like a single purple like crystal star tiara. Brunk, we open with you and this little kind of fairy sprite that is.
Did you mention that I found that page with the names on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything from the recap that I missed from that, though? Anything to note?
There was that I don't know if it's relevant, but the dreams or the visions that Jesus was having, he's seeing a red dragon, but we know that the red dragonborn who was in that cave has the same name as the red dragon from one of the seven.
Right.
It was one of the seven dragons.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which is actually very important to note. You three, like when we left off, like we're picking up exactly where we left off. It is still in the middle of the night. You three, Jesus, Nerissa, and Erryn, are all kind of like gathered in Jesus's room talking about his dreams. And as you are doing that, you, Brunk, you were fiddling around with this egg, and all of a sudden there was this glowing light, and now in front of you, you're holding the egg still. It's kind of like it's just this empty golden egg. But in front of you is this like cute little purple-haired fairy with this like star crown that seems to like be speaking some kind of language or some kind of words to you, but all it sounds like to you is music.
Hey there, little one. Well, it's not celestial, is it? Or Sylvan? Because I have both. I'm just asking. If it's neither, that's... Go ahead.
It is, but it isn't. So it seems to be very similar to kind of like a combination of Sylvan and Celestial. But it still is foreign. Like, the words kind of make sense to you. They sound similar to Sylvan, but like they also sound wrong. And not wrong in the way like again, like the sound that is coming out of this fairy's mouth is still like very beautiful. But where like you're like, I should know this. Like I got a crash course in Sylvan. I should know exactly what you're saying. Like it still sounds very garbled.
So, hey, I hear your words, but they're just not making sense to me. I'm Brunk. Brunk. And and I'll try to pronounce it in Celestial and Sylvan, which I don't know what the pronunciation would be, but it's obviously going to be very simple and kind of coarse. What is your name?
Once again, like kind of like it's like floating in front of your face, and there appears to be like almost like this like very faint pinkish purple like dust that kind of like flitters off of her wings. And once again, she goes to open her mouth and say something, and all that comes out is this kind of like melody, this song.
It's very beautiful. I can't understand a word you're saying, but it's beautiful. I hear amazing. Can I call you can I call you Lyric? Like music, like a musical verse?
She nods and kind of like does like a little curtsy with like it appears like a dress, but it almost appears like the dress is made of like flower petals. And she does kind of like that little curtsy and nods to you.
How long have you I want to ask you how long you've been in that egg thing, but I wouldn't understand the answer to the question.
She goes to like float and like kind of like land to sit on your shoulder. And she kind of like
wait. Can you sit on the other? That's where the other shoulder guy. That's where my shoulder guy sits.
That's the thing. She goes to like sweep the shoulder guy out of the way. She like kind of waves and like kind of like waves for it to move, and then sits beside it.
Oh, that was very kind of you. Thank you for being very courteous to the shoulder guy. He talks to me occasionally when I need guidance and help making decisions and stuff.
She kind of nods and like pats your neck with acknowledgement.
Do you need rescued? Like, you were trapped in that egg and I got you out, but do I need to get you out of this wizard's tower? Did he put you in that egg thing?
She kind of like looks up to you.
Did the duck put you in the egg thing?
She looks up to you and just shrugs her shoulders.
Okay, I didn't want to have to murder a duck today. Or get murdered by a duck today. He can cast fireballs. They hurt.
She like tilts her head, but it seems like a tilt in curiosity more than anything else.
And I wave my hands like, the duck, and I'll like make duck like. Is there a light in the room?
There is like
or something.
It's like a little glowing orb.
So I'll make like I'll try to make a hand shadowed duck. It's to be like, he's like Ducky. He's like a duck, whack whack whack, and the wings and stuff, and then he can cast fireballs, magic.
She kind of tilts her head again, and you watch as she raises her hands, and there like is a sparkle of that like kind of like purple pinkish like glow that comes off of her hands this time. And as it does, it kind of like whips into this little illusion of what kind of appears like a duck, but it's wrong. Like the eyes are like super like red instead of like like an inky black or like a normal duck. It appears that the wings have like some of them appear to be almost like shiny as if they were like blades. There is like when it opens its mouth, it's got fangs and it blows out like this fireball.
That seems more like a dragon. You know what a dragon is that like breathes fire out of his mouth? It's not that. He quacks and he swims. Well, maybe he doesn't swim. He's got a hat. It's like pointy, like this, and he wears it on his head. And he's like this big.
She once again like kind of like just like it doesn't seem it seems like she's understanding the basics of what you're trying to tell her, especially with the puppet show. But it's you're not sure whether she's showing you something that she has seen before, or if she's like making up the image off of what she's getting from you. And in kind, it doesn't like it seems like she understands you, but it also doesn't seem like she understands you. Like there's things where she'll kind of acknowledge and like yeah, like a nod, like I get it, and give you like that kind of pat, like you get it. And sometimes she'll just look at you like you're just in awe.
Yeah. This is gonna take a lot of work for us to communicate, but I'm committed to this. I want you to know that you're safe with me. Safe. I'm gonna take that as a confirmation that you understand.
Pats you on the neck again.
I feel like I should go find somebody who maybe can help me talk to you, or help you talk to us. I have friends. I have friends that help. There's some of them are smarter than me. But so, like, I'm gonna leave the door. I'm gonna leave my room and go looking for the rest of the party.
You find the rest of the... You don't have to go far. The rest of them are in, like, Jesus' room. So you probably see the glow of Nerissa's tank. You see, like, you can probably hear the hushed whispers. I don't know if the door is open or closed, but I'd imagine you still know pretty well that they're there.
I'm gonna knock as lightly as I can, but I understand that that's probably not gonna be very light. Be like tap with my finger. Hey guys, people, friends, hello. Are you in there?
Come in. Yeah.
Oh. And I'll push the door and be like, hey Jesus. Guys, I found something in my room. Someone in my room. But I can't really understand what she's saying, and I didn't know if you guys could help.
Do you mean the
You can see her, right? The fairy lady on my shoulder. She's sitting where the shoulder guy usually sits. But she she talked to him and she said, and they have understanding. It's cool.
Brunk has talked about this shoulder guy before. You have never seen a shoulder, anything else on his shoulder. For the first time, he's saying there's something on his shoulder, and it's actually there. There is like this cute little purple-haired fairy.
I decided to call her Lyric because when she speaks, it sounds like beautiful music.
Brunk, I really thought the whole time that your shoulder guy was like one of those, like, sort of just like an idea in your head, like, when people are talking, figuratively. I didn't realize there was actually a guy on your shoulder.
I'm not crazy.
Oh.
I'm not crazy. My shoulder guy is like when I talk to my shoulder guy, his name's Cord, and he's where my he's like the guy that helps me with my faith, and he's like why I am why I can channel the holy powers. It's his powers that I'm channeling.
Oh, it's nice that he's on your shoulder. Then he's very close.
Yeah, well, it's helpful that he's there so I can talk to him when I need when I need somebody to talk to.
Lyric. Your name is Lyric?
I called her Lyric. I can't understand her song voice is like celestial mixed with Sylvan mixed with something else, and I can't understand, like mixed with music, and I can't understand her. I've tried to tell her that I will protect her, and I'm friendly, and that you are my friends. And I told her I was going to come find you guys because I didn't know if one of you guys knew how to talk to her.
La
Are you
la la
either-
la la.
Are you either Michaela or Zelia?
She hears both names and perks up at hearing the names, but like it's not like an acknowledgement, more so like she recognizes them.
Oh, do you know Zelia and Michaela?
La 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 la.
And Lotharius and Rhaegar, Barracks, Ericus? No, not them.
Tilts her head.
But Michaela and Zelia, yes.
La 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 la.
How about Whisper and Skarkesh?
She kind of like she does like she she acknowledges what you said. She tilts her head and then starts floating around Brunk. Brunk, she has now like made like tiny images with her like little minor illusion of like 4 or 5 of those weird devil chickens that she summoned the first time, and they're like flying around your head while they blow little fireballs into the air.
So you do know the dragons? All of the dragons, or just the ones of Michaela and Zelia?
Okay, I was confused because I was hoping that that's what those were. They were dragons because I was trying to describe the duck to her. I was trying to and tell her what a duck was, and then she made a picture of the dragon thing, and it was okay. I got one right.
It's I guess a drag. It's got a duck's bill, and it still has feathers, but also like some of the feathers look like blades, like shiny blades. And it's got like fangs and fucking like horns, but it's still got like the duck bill and then the fangs inside the duck bill. And it's all like black and red and blowing fireballs into the air.
I hope it's a long time from now before I meet one of these murder ducks. They look scary.
So you found, so she was in your room. Where was she?
Oh, right. So like, there's this thing. Do I still have that?
You still have
device,
the right now, like,
egg?
it doesn't look like the puzzle box like you first found it. Like, it is like a smooth golden egg, and where she came out was, it's like just like almost like it came off like a lid. But like it was a solid egg, and then like a little line formed, and then that popped off, and there was like glow, and then there was just this fairy.
So
you still have the empty golden egg.
So like, I tried to lay down after I talked to Jesus the last time, and when I was laying in the bed,
Wait,
I felt.
You mean when you talked to me?
I
was the one that.
Oh,
came to
yeah.
your room.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
still sleepy.
Look
My
alive.
bad. No, you don't. Not really. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm tired. I'm very tired. I'm sorry. So I was laying in the bed, and I was trying to get comfortable, and I've got a bad back, so I've got to get comfortable. And I laid on something hard, and I was like, no, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna be useless tomorrow if I sleep on that. So I looked under my mattress, and I found this like puzzle, like it was like a box with like puzzly stuff on it. And so like I just started messing with it, like just to see what it would do, and like it like turned into this egg thing. And then the egg popped open, like popped in half, and this fairy came out. Oh, and there's like light and stuff. And that's when Lyric popped out.
Lyric,
I didn't lay an egg, did I? Did I lay an egg?
well, we weren't there. I guess we don't know.
Do humans, do Azamar lay eggs? I didn't think we laid eggs.
I don't think so, but maybe that's
Oh.
something, you know. But
Oh, I don't think Lyric's my child, though.
I don't think she looks enough like you to be your egg.
Oh. That's a
maybe
good
she
thing.
looks like
Okay.
you.
No
yeah,
offense,
yeah,
Lyric,
like
but
the eye
I'm not-
colors and like the punnet squares, they don't match up.
I don't think I'm ready to be a father yet, Lyric. No offense.
Lyric, were
Maybe an
you
uncle.
trapped in the egg? Can you like flash once for yes and flash 2 for no.
She kind of tilts her head at you again and then kind of holds her stomach, and you hear a little...
Are you hungry, Lyric?
Kind of like looks up at you.
What do you eat? Like honey?
Tilts
What
her head.
do fairies eat? Were you... Do you...
What about the mana nuts?
We could try to open one, but we don't have... Didn't they open it with a crab claw? Which we don't have without it exploding. There's probably something in the fridge. They said we can... Let's go check. I'll go check to see what they have around. I think that will be okay. And we'll go from there. I'm gonna
Okay.
sneak to the kitchen and see if they have, like, I don't know, I'll try bread, maybe honey, like...
There
soup.
is the pot of soup is still hanging. It looks like they keep it constantly cooking over the fire. You have like warm soup accessible. You'll find bread easily in the cupboards. There's several loaves of bread. You'll find that they have some like finely cut fish in the fridge. You're not sure if one of them maybe eats it raw, but like it seems like it's like fairly well prepared still. And you might find some like spices as well in the cupboards.
Okay, yeah, we'll just take teeny bits of those things and bring them back into Jesus's room and kind of like offer them to her on like a napkin or a plate, whatever I put them on.
Digs in right away. Like if you bring like a little cup full of soup, like she almost like dives into the soup as she's like with her hands like
You're gonna give yourself a tummy ache, Lyric. Slow down. I know you're hungry, but let it process.
kind of like
And you say you're not ready to be a dad.
stops for a second. She's like, it just like starts like crunching into like the piece of bread that you brought. Yeah, it definitely seems like she was hungry.
Like, where are you gonna put all that, little lady?
I wonder how long she was in there.
Well, at least a day or so. Maybe longer.
I like that. At least a day is accurate.
She knows of the 2 elves, but she didn't recognize the names of the other 7 knights.
You think she's like another one of these like familiar types that was left behind? Like Ned and Tobin?
Maybe, yeah, maybe she was
Can
a familiar.
Can fairies be familiars to people? Maybe she was a god familiar, like a cleric's familiar. Maybe she wants to be a paladin's familiar. Or maybe she'll just be my friend. I'd be
Maybe
okay with that.
At you saying that, she finishes eating some of the things, but like kind of like lifts, like she grabs like the rest of the bread and like floats up onto your shoulder and kind of like lays on your neck as she continues to eat the bread.
Looks like she's already your friend.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to move because she's might fall asleep and she probably needs a rest.
So you're just gonna stand there all night?
Well, I might have to sit down, but if I have to sleep sitting up, I guess I do.
That's very nice. You also could probably like make her a little place to lay if you wanted to lay, like have so she has her own space.
You're right. I could do that.
Yeah.
That might work. Let me think about it.
Well, tonight was eventful. When you were not here, Brunk, we had this realization that uh, the dragonborn that we saw in the crystal, his name was Lothraxis, but that was also the name of the red dragon that belonged to one of the knights. Um, and oh, the um, crystals in Nerissa's bowl are glowing in some kind of code that I think is somebody casting a spell. It definitely is like intercepting somebody's ritual, I think, but I'm not sure what.
You lost me at Lothi. Whatever that was. Whatever you were talking about there. Totally
Oh,
lost me.
that's fair.
Just turn off the light and check out my crystals.
Okay. Am I blowing a light out or am I hitting a button? What am I doing?
You just like put like a little cloth over the orb.
Oh, okay.
They all have like these little like kind of like orbs on a light, like on a stand. And yeah, her rocks are like
Are they still
glowing.
blinking?
They're still blinking. Yeah, still blinking in that same
Okay.
kind of pattern, like that, like that blink, 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 blink.
Are those the rocks that you got from the crab cave?
Yeah. What do you think it means?
I don't know. I don't speak Blink. I only speak Common and Celestial and Sylvan, and even then, I didn't pass. I didn't make it beyond 8th grade.
That's fair. We think it might be some sort of spell. Or at least that's what Erryn was saying.
Uh, I bet you're right. Maybe the duck can tell you. Actually, no. Don't talk to the duck. He's. I don't like him. Talk to Tobin. Maybe Tobin can tell you.
Yeah,
Maybe he
Tillman
can
seems
help.
cool.
Hey, Lyric, the blinky rocks, do those mean it? Is she awake?
You look over and no, she is like full stretch, like cat stretch with her arms like on like the back half of your shoulder, like fully sprawled out and passed out.
Oh.
Well, I don't think she necessarily wants to be in the egg, or she would have potentially went back in there to go to sleep. The
No,
lid's off of it.
no.
Do you think she was trapped in there by somebody?
Possibly. I mean,
Did she seem scared when she came out?
no, not really. She just, I immediately started talking to her. I was trying to be friendly and tell her that I was friendly. And we just kind of went from there. She, again, I don't understand what she was saying to me, but it was very pretty. She's got a very lovely voice. Maybe she can teach me her language, or at least part of it. I'll try.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If these are still blinking when she wakes up, we should see if she understands it.
What time is it?
Probably around midnight or 1 o'clock at this point in the morning.
Hey, why were you guys all in here together? What were you doing?
oh,
My lights made me go to Erryn.
Did you? Were you guys having a team meeting without me?
Well, no, but I said we weren't going to wake you up again, so.
Oh.
Yeah, you wanted your beauty sleep.
Okay, fair enough. Speaking of which, I think maybe I'll go get some of that.
Okay. Let us know when she and you wake up, okay?
10-4. Or whatever that means. I don't know. And I'll take her down off my shoulder and cup her, I guess carry her. I don't know. How is she bigger than my hand?
No, probably like the size of your hand.
Okay. Well, then I'll, both hands and very carefully and hold her close to me, and then I'm just gonna go back to my room. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Okay, sleep well.
Okay. And I'll take her back to my room, and I'll like make her a little like a little nest with my travel cloak,
Mm-hmm.
and set her in it, kind of cover her up with it, and then I'm gonna pass out.
Yep.
I'm sleepy.
Does anybody else go to bed right away?
I would like lay down, but I think Erryn's probably, well, one, she only needs to trance, but also I think she has some thinking to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is my slime awake?
Yeah.
Can I? Because you said we can see through their eyes, right?
Sort of. They have a long range blind sense, so it's not it's not that they see, but they sense the things around them to an extent.
Okay, so like, would I be able to send my slime upstairs to investigate and like understand what was upstairs? Like, would that be information that I would be able to understand if I sent my slime upstairs to check things out?
You can send it upstairs. What it gives back to you is um it identifies the stairs as like as the stairs as it crawls up, but like the things around it, it doesn't have a way to convey to you. So it's like it can tell you that there are a bunch of big objects and also like rows of small objects very close together. Um, and it seems like a couple floors of the tower are like that. At the top of the tower, it like there is just like something very very large. And even the slime would recognize intensely magical. Um,
Bet that's whatever's making the light at the top of the tower.
Other than that, like that's all it can give you. Like the differentiation between like there's big objects and small objects.
Okay. So it's almost like an echolocation, like I can see that there's something there in the general size, but other than that,
Yeah, and nothing moving.
nothing moving. Okay. Okay. Can it tell, is it like only the big thing at the top that's intensely magical, or is there like are all the little things like, or does it not get that much information? Is it just like, oh, there's something super
So
magical somewhere?
so like it can again it can only convey so much. There are definitely a lot of magical things in this building, so it's hard to differentiate one magic thing from the other. But the thing
Okay.
that is like like the difference between like just like magical and intense magical is that like this thing it radiates so much magic that the slime could immediately recognize it as a source of magic. Like it's what
Okay.
whatever it is insanely powerful magic to be able to be sensed like that.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna I'm assuming that happened after everyone went their separate ways, so I'm just gonna keep that information. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
it
bother
would. I
everyone
mean,
else
you would have
again.
sent your slime off, and it would have come back like a couple hours later.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna bother anyone with that information. I'm just gonna keep it for now.
Yeah.
In the morning, I'll update everyone though.
Jesus. The red dragon gives you a very disruptive sleep because it doesn't stop. You continue to get that same vision, again and again of free me, and like this just like scaly red dragon.
Who are you? Why do you keep coming to me?
When you say "Who are you?" It says Lothraxus, but does not answer your other questions. And just continues to
Are
say,
you-
free me.
Are you related to the dragonborn that's tied up in the cave?
Free me! And, like, you would wake up from, like, a cold sweat. You're also still feeling, like, that like from the fireball, you had been feeling it earlier, but you're still feeling it. Again, that kind of, like, that combination of these weird dreams with, like, that feeling of, like, almost like a sunburn. Are making it hard to differentiate, like, a dragon's fire versus just, like, what you experienced. When, like, if you nod off to sleep, it's the same kind of repetitive thing. It will kind of repeat through the steps, so if you ask its name, it will say Lothraxus again. But otherwise, it doesn't provide any additional information. It doesn't have a conversation with you. It just says those words, like, free me, grant me freedom, or like, if you ask its name, it will reply with Lothraxus. In the morning, again, these familiars wake up fairly early. You probably hear them kind of, like, making their way downstairs, and you hear kind of the clinking of what appears to be some kind of dishware or something like that. And the smell of what appears to be, like, spiced or smoked meat or fish could be something along those lines. Some kind of protein that's being, like, well seasoned.
I would go down or go into the kitchen immediately.
Yeah, so both Ned and Toman appear to be working on some kind of breakfast for you guys. There's plates laid out for everyone. Toman is like sitting in front of this stove with a couple cast iron pans. Like, it appears they have some kind of eggs that they're cracking into to make some, like, scrambled eggs for you guys. It does appear that the meat was some kind of fish from probably the same fish that they used in the soup. But it appears to be almost like it seems like maybe it was dried. And now, like, they're adding a bunch of spices and, like, little, like, liquid seasonings, and kind of, like, just, like, flipping it in a different pan. And it smells delicious. Like, everything they're making smells really, really good.
Good morning. I hope you guys slept well. Can I ask you guys about the 7 Nights of Ethereos?
Ned kind of, like, waddles over and he's like, well, they died and made the barrier that protects the island.
The wizard knew at least 2 of them, correct?
Toman and Ned exchange a glance, and Ned says, yeah, I think, what were their names? Barracks and Era Thorn or something like that.
Arakees.
That's right. Yeah, those mouthy little bastards. They ran around here all the time.
And the wizard only knew those 2.
Maybe, I don't know.
Are you lying to me?
Lady, I gained sentience, like, I don't know, like 50 years ago or something.
Yeah,
like
but I
that.
saw you 2 exchange a look.
What? It's my
I saw it.
It's my home. I can look wherever I want.
You are absolutely right, but I
What?
just wanted to see if, you are not being forthcoming. That's all. I mean, you're allowed to keep secrets if you want.
There's no secrets.
Okay. So, how did the wizard know Barracks and Arakees?
Tommen pipes up and says, "Oh, they were brothers. That were part of his adventuring party, his original adventuring party.
What about their dragons?
I think their relationship was well before the time that they had their dragons.
The relationship with the wizard was before.
Yeah,
Okay, so they became part of the Seven Knights after.
I suppose. When they made their home here, they weren't a part of any kind of Seven Knights of Ethereos.
Okay,
Where that story
and
was born from is...
but after they came back here to this island, as the Seven Knights, they didn't come visit their friend, the wizard?
Well, no, I mean, Tommen was still in regular communication with them. He was by their side when the barrier went up. That's my speculation that he is still alive inside somewhere.
But it was just those two who came by. No, none of the rest of the seven came to visit on that day when they made their sacrifice.
Tommen shakes his head again and he's like, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you the names of these people. I know that a lot of adventurers came through here. My master was very open about letting weary travelers stay here. You can see that there are pictures of him with various adventures, but I couldn't point them out.
Would
The
be okay
legend...
if I...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Tommen says, and it seems like he's like a little perturbed at the thought, but he's like, the legend of these seven knights came about after the barrier was up.
So nobody really knows what happened. They just... Something happened, but we believe that they sacrificed themselves, them and their dragons.
There is a man. He came here. I cannot remember his name, but he was some kind of journalist, some kind of like historian. He came from Mercana, from Rudalius. And he is the one who wrote that book based on experiences he had during the war. The story goes that he escaped before the barrier went up, and wrote about his adventures in a book about the Seven Knights of Ethereos.
Do you know if a dragon can appear to be a dragonborn, or vice versa?
Well, of course, dragons can polymorph between several different forms.
Very interesting.
Polymorphing isn't a very hard magic to harness. I mean, look at Ned. Ned, like, turns into a crab again. He's like, got any more of those coconuts?
We absolutely do. Would you like one?
Yes, please.
I will fish into my bag and hand him one of my mana nuts.
Cracks it. And just, like, it's still in the crab form, like, takes, like, half of it with his claw and is just like...
What about... Do you know anything about fairies or pixies?
I mean, I know they're a tricky lot. Never come across one myself in my sentience. But my master did have some books about like the journeys that he had in the Feywild.
Are they somewhere that I can get to? I know I'm not allowed to go upstairs, and if not, can one of you bring them down so I can read them?
They are in his private libraries. I cannot take the books out.
And I'm not allowed to go in?
And I can't let you up there.
Can one of you copy the pages down?
No.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't want to be disrespectful of your home and especially as kind as you guys have been.
He's like, I'm not refusing. I physically can't. My master
because of your...
not just that, my master put wards in place in the tower, so that sensitive information could not be taken out.
And that would be sensitive information.
Yes.
Is there also wards that prevent me from going upstairs, or is that just a preference?
A little bit of both. I don't know. I know that this place is protected magically, but I don't know what securities my master put in place to protect this place. I know that we can freely go up and down. We can go right to the top of the tower, but we cannot remove anything. We can't make copies of anything in the upper floors, and even to get up there is tricky.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm sorry to bombard you guys with so many questions first thing in the morning. I had this thought last night, and of course I couldn't go upstairs to ask you about it because, well, I'm not allowed.
He nods and he's like, I have no problem with an inquisitive mind. It reminds me of Master Toman.
Well, it sounds like me and Master Toman would have gotten along well.
I definitely agree.
Well, thanks for cooking. I'll eat, and feel free to tell me about your dreams or whatever. Well, I don't know what everybody else is doing. I think they wake up late. I'm so used to waking up early and doing, I did a lot of diplomacy school, and you have to wake up early because sometimes there are many cultures where that is what is expected, and if you want to talk to dignitaries or have a good meeting, you have to be up early and your brain has to be functioning and ready so you can talk things out. Some people, of course, like to stay up.
How long did
late.
that take? How long is diplomacy school?
Let's see, 30 years or so.
30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Do they teach you spells along the way to help with diplomatic situations, or?
No, I was born knowing, well, I can do some magic. It's difficult for me sometimes, but no. You have to just use your brain and your wits and, being able to talk to people. I've heard it's hard for humans because, well, 30 years is a long time for them, and...
Yeah, that's at least half of their lifespan. Normally.
Yeah, and they're very clunky. But elves were very, well, I shouldn't say anything. I don't know if your wizard master was a human. Anyway, but no. All the magic, I was born with it, and it has been an experience. And I am, of course, thrilled to be able to live that experience every day.
He's like, I sense a bit of sarcasm in your voice.
It has provided some difficulties in my life, but, part of my training was seeing things that could potentially be bad, but appreciating them anyway for the experience that it has brought you to learn.
It's like, well, you know what will enhance that experience? Holds up a plate and he's like, blade gull eggs with fresh sea salt. And he hands you a plate.
She is feasting, loving it. She'll just eat, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking crab form Ned is just like digging into this mana nut that you gave him. Toman sits down with you to eat. He has like a bit of that like salted seasoned fish that he made, and he also has like a little plate of the eggs. And he's like, "There's plenty for your friends when they come down. Hopefully this is enough for everyone. Hopefully, I know that the eggs hopefully will fit Nerissa's dietary restrictions. I felt so insensitive last night for offering her a fish soup.
To be fair, you did not know we were coming when you started preparing the soup.
Still, I should have had more refreshments prepared. With my master was very adamant about having refreshments prepared for potential adventurers, so that's why we were as well stocked as you've seen. Was it you who came down here last night?
Me? Oh, yes.
Yes. I understand getting a little peckish. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I need a little snack too. So.
Yeah, I tried to take very little, just a little bit.
It was like a little bit. And did you only have like a cup of soup?
Yeah, no, I was just a teeny bit, and I did want to respect your space.
Well, I didn't. I only hope that you didn't have any kind of like acid reflux or anything like that. But no. Our food is your food. Please, if you're hungry, please eat.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Does anybody else come downstairs? Everybody else is just hanging out?
After Brunk gets his beauty sleep, he'll wake up. He'll probably be hungry. He tends to get so. So I'll check on the fairy and see how she's doing.
The fairy is not there.
Oh. Lyric.
Looking around, you do see that there is an open window.
Oh. Okay. I'll like go look out the window.
You don't.
Is there any, you don't see her?
You don't see her. Not on an immediate glance. Give me a perception check.
No, horrible.
No, 16 is actually pretty good. You look on the windowsill and you do see that there is like a faint glittering of fairy dust on the window. So it looks like maybe she flew outside.
Oh. Well, I'll leave the window open. And I guess I'll go downstairs and go get some food. I'm a little depressed now, but
yeah,
I try to smile and put on a happy face.
They give you eggs. They give you some delicious fish. They give you the full spread. Even some vegetables. If you're looking they do have. It appears to be like carrots and some lettuce.
Yeah, load me up, fellas. I'm ready for brunch.
Yeah, they hook you up. They give you all that and a cinnamon spiced mead.
Oh, this is very tasty. Thank you.
They nod. Toman continues eating. He's like, "I'm glad you like it. I found my master's cookbooks, and Ned was a unfortunate participant on my experimentation in the kitchen while I learned how to make meals." It's like, I almost died. Wah, 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 wah.
That's kind of funny.
Toman will look and say, "Why you look so sad, friend?"
Well,
She'll kind of give a face to Brunk and like imperceptibly like shake her head like,
I just didn't sleep very well.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Was it the goose down? Do we
I
need?
just I just
come
tossed
up.
and turned a lot.
Yeah, I woke him up in the middle of the night as well.
I, I got a thing in my back. It every once in a while it just kind of
And he did all that rowing yesterday. His back was very upset.
yeah.
He goes.
Uh,
Toman says, "Oh, let me take a look." He
uh,
like you watch as like Toman like lifts his knee like way higher than he probably should, like right into the center of Brunk's back, and like puts his arms under your shoulders and gives a hard pull, and everybody hears this like almost sickening crack. But Brunk, you feel fucking amazing. For the next 24 hours, you will not have to do your regular exercises that you would normally be required to do, as he has given you like a really, really deep adjustment.
wow. That's I haven't felt that good in years.
He like pats you on the back. He's like, "Take it slow. You might want to take a couple deep breaths."
Uh, yeah.
You almost look younger. It really brightened up your whole demeanor.
Uh, thanks. I feel a lot younger too. Holy crap. Is there any chance you can teach one of these yahoos how to do that?
He's like,
Ugh.
so I'm missing a couple
Ugh.
joints that most people like humans would have.
Uh, oh.
Kind of strange actually. I practiced it on a dwarf that came here not too long ago. And that's the only reason I know I can do it in the first place.
Wow. Well, that's very cool. Thank you, sir. Oh, I feel better already.
He's like, least I could do for Ned fireballing you yesterday.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Ned's like, I'm not sorry, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I love that about you, Ned.
You broke in here, to be fair.
And you were almost touched without your consent. I understand.
Yeah, you didn't even ask, Nerissa.
As far as you guys know, Nerissa is still upstairs.
Oh, that's true, that's true, that's true. He yells it into the void.
I'm sure she heard that. Actually, I'm gonna go check on them. Do you guys mind?
No, please.
Excellent. Didn't want to be rude. Thank you. And she will go upstairs and knock on, I guess she'll start with Nerissa's door.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
How easily can I get up and down the stairs in my tank? Like, am I like stuck on the floor that I'm on, or can I?
Well, yeah, because you're kind of like completely dependent on the tank to get around normally, right? Because you need some kind of water to float in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. Do I need to be in the water, or can I crawl around on the land? Although I guess that would leave like a very wet trail. I was gonna see if I could sneak upstairs, but if I can't get upstairs sneakily,
They are pretty steep stairs.
Yeah.
You've got the mobility tank. You need it to kind of get around normally, and you don't have anything that will magically like get you up there. Like right now,
Okay.
Your tank is just like wheels. You haven't done anything like give it like spider legs or anything. So getting up a steep set of stairs is going to be hard for you without assistance.
Okay, so then in that case, then when Erryn gets here, I'm like ready to go. Like I'm like dressed, I've like showered and gotten myself all ready and everything, and I'm like, all right, I've been waiting, but I just am kind of stuck here. So could you help me actually get down? The breakfast smells really good.
Absolutely. Also, the familiars have been a little bit, I think they're hiding something. So keep your, like, rock thing and the fairy. Just keep it to yourself. Don't. And I don't know.
Very thin.
I don't
Sounds good.
think
But-
that, and he didn't come downstairs with the fairy, so I think she's gone. Or hiding. I don't know. Yes, Nerissa, I'll help you downstairs.
Thank you so much.
And I will help her downstairs.
Hey, you guys need any help out there?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
I'm
can
gonna go
you-
check on Jesus.
Brunk, can you help me get down the stairs?
Absolutely. In fact, Tobin just gave me an adjustment, and my back feels super.
Amazing. Please lift with your knees. I don't want to mess up your back again.
Oh, no problem at all there. Let me just, get it up. Well, hold on. Let me,
That's fine.
Wait.
Yeah,
oh,
a 12 will do it. It's not a like it's filled with water, but you're also a big buff dude, so like the comparison, you just kind of like hug it and lift it and just kind of lift it downstairs. And Toman will even like help you if need be, if you need a second set of hands, but you guys will easily get it down. Down is easier than up for sure.
Okay, so Brunk is carrying me just on his own.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm
Alright.
gonna go knock on Jesus's door.
All right. So while Brunk is carrying me down the stairs, I'm gonna slightly like lean in and be like, "Hey, what happened to your fairy?" Just like very quietly, so that they don't hear me.
I don't know. She was gone when I woke up, and the window was open, and there was like fairy dust on the windowsill. She didn't like say goodbye or anything. She just left. So,
Yeah, let's not say anything until we can look into this more.
I'm kind of sad.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I like give him like a hug, and then like realize that like Ned and Toman are there, and I like just like turn it into me being like, "Oh, careful, you're all like gotta hold
I
on
got
so
you.
you don't drop
I
me."
got you. Don't worry. I got you. I'm not gonna drop you down the stairs or nothing.
Okay, thank you.
Nobody wants to clean that up.
No,
All the water, I mean. You know.
yeah, I know. I haven't cleaned my fish tank in a while. It's
Of course, the duck may like it. He just playing it.
He is right now a crab that is like eating magic coconut.
And the frog may like it too. They like water, I think. Hey, Toby, do you like water?
I do, but I'm pretty sure I'd kill Nerissa if I got in her tank.
oh
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I wasn't suggesting that. I was just like, if I spilled water in here, would it be a big deal? But
I
I'm
mean,
gonna try not to do that.
I would try to clean it up. This isn't my place. But we're right.
Oh,
We're also right
it
by the
is.
sea. Water happens.
I mean, it is your place, right?
Well, no,
I mean, this is your home.
It's Master Toman's.
Still your home.
We're fortunate enough to call it our home, so we take good care of it.
I can respect that. All right, where do you want me to sit you down at?
Near the table, please. Breakfast smells so good.
Okay. And
Uh,
I'll just like,
He's like, Nerissa, I know, or he's like, Nerissa, I do apologize again last night for the fish soup. I've made
No
it.
worries.
We do have fish here, but I also have an assortment of things. There's several vegetables from the garden that we have steamed, and there are fresh varieties if you prefer them fresh over cooked. There is also blade gall scrambled eggs.
Blade gull.
Yeah. Have you not come across the blade gulls yet?
I don't think so. What are those?
They live. It is the birds that live at Giganta's palm, most commonly. There are a few different species of bird that live out there. All kinds of like birds of prey, but they are the most prominent. And they try to get close when we're fishing to try and steal our fish. So I think we were telling you we do use those what you call mana nuts to be able to deter them. And when we take one out, we use what we kill.
I
What's it
love
look
that.
like?
I love that philosophy.
Well, it is rather large, with like it's almost like a fan of white wings, but they most of the creatures out there, their wings have hardened with time, and the elements, and so they're almost blade-like, and they have a penchant for throwing their arrows, or sorry, throwing their their wing pinions as weapons.
What's the secret to surviving that?
Um, you want to make sure that you're not surrounded by them. Again,
Okay.
we only really encounter them when they come down to try and disturb us while we're fishing, and usually it's kind of like one, maybe two if we're very unlucky on certain days. But it seems that they hunt solo.
They got
Okay.
like big fangs and stuff.
No, very razor sharp beaks though.
Oh, what color are their eyes?
Black.
Do they sound like the thing that the fairy like made the little image of?
No, these sound
Oh.
like what they're describing is almost like much larger seagulls with blade wing, or like blade feathers, or wing, not blade feathers, but feathers that have like been like evolved to be like sharper, like blades that can also, like, it seems like they use it as like a predatory weapon now, beyond just using their beak for when they're hunting. And yeah, like you just picture like a larger seagull with a super sharp beak and blade wings. He could even describe them. It's like their feathers are still feather shaped and appear to work like feathers, but they're super sharp, like daggers.
They sound like a force to be reckoned with. Where did you say they hang out? What did you call the palms?
Giganta's palms?
Giganta. Who's Giganta?
A giant of legend.
Oh.
They appear to be statues of some variety of hands that come out of the water. And the birds live on them.
Hmm. Do you mind telling me the legend of Giganta?
Well, the legend is that Giganta was a almost near godly giant, that tried to disturb Ethereos many centuries ago. And a group of powerful wizards used their combined magic to push her into the sea and turn her to stone.
Wow, that sounds really cool. Well, I'm glad that she she was defeated then if she was trying to wreck things.
I think again, stories kind of get rewritten over the years, or like get written to be more than they are. In my experience, I'm sure the likelihood is that they are magically made statues of hands or something like that, or maybe the remnants of like an earthly grasp spell or something like that was just kind of left behind. But they are
Well,
large. They are
cool.
tower-like in their own regard. Um, be careful if you're going up that way, but it is a beautiful sight to see.
Well, thank you for warning us about the, I'm sorry, blade gulls?
Blade gulls, yes.
Yeah, they sound scary, but their eggs are delicious.
Right? And I mean, if they sound scared, that's not even the scariest thing you'll find up there. There's birds even bigger than that.
Any tips?
If you find one coming at you aggressively, you're probably better off to run.
Okay. Okay.
Unless you're a thrill seeker, but...
Well, maybe a little bit, but I do like being alive, so.
Yeah, I think I can agree on that too.
Well, thank you for breakfast and for the information. I really want to check out those hands. They sound really cool.
Toman nods. At this point, we can go back upstairs. Erryn, did you wake up Jesus as well? Because you said you were going
Yep.
to check on him.
So the two things she wants to do is she wants to check on Jesus, but she wants to go into Brunk's room
Okay.
as well. But I'll go wake up Jesus first.
I'm up and ready to go.
Hi, good morning.
I
How
had
did you
down-
sleep? You had dreams again?
Yeah, I had nightmares again.
Did you
Oh.
speak to it?
I spoke to him this time, and this time he told me his name is Lothar.
He told you what?
His name was Lothar.
So, I found out something interesting. Dragons can polymorph into dragonborns. So, maybe that is the real Lothraxis, which we can talk about later. Yeah, I just wanted to, wake you up, and also, don't bring up Harry or that blowing rocks thing. Just don't bring it up.
Okay, I'll keep it our secret.
Also, I'm gonna go into Brunk's room. So, I don't think anybody's gonna come up here, but I'm gonna go do that. Do you want to come, or do you want to go downstairs?
No, I want to head downstairs.
Breakfast is the breakfast is delicious.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to grab some breakfast. I'm pretty hungry after not really sleeping last night.
Okay, Erryn will leave, and she's gonna go to Brunk's room.
Yeah, what are you looking for in Brunk's room?
I am looking for the fairy and looking for to see if I can see any signs of like where she went or anything like that.
Give me an investigation check.
And
With a 10 investigation, you find the same thing that Brunk found. You find, like, the little bit of fairy dust on the window, but, like, looking outside, you can't really see any kind of hint or sign of her at all.
okay, then I'll go downstairs.
Okay. Toman, you get downstairs just as, like, Toman is finishing up telling, Nerissa about, Giganta's palm. And Toman looks and says, "Oh, welcome back. Again, there's a fabulous feast if you're still hungry, Erryn. What's the plan for you adventurers? Where do you go from here?"
Well, we need to go to the mushroom forest. We're looking for fibrous materials
Oh.
because we're on a quest to restore our boat, and we need some fibrous materials, and we need wood, but that's up north, and we need a magical power source if you happen to have one lying around.
There's like none that I could give, unfortunately.
Oh,
That
wait, do you guys have one lying around?
well, I wouldn't say lying around. Like, there's several magical items within the tower, but they can't leave the tower.
Okay, that's fair.
But I can give you information about your journey to the west, to
Perfect.
the island. So the island itself is led by several creatures that have been given a new life through spores from the mushroom jungle. It's been growing there for at least 100 years. There's never a time that I can remember that it hasn't been there. The mushroom. However, the dungeon that the divine dungeon that they like where they worship, or like their place of worship, that is newer. That has only been here fairly recently, like maybe within the past 50 years. It popped up almost, it felt like overnight, but it was like within a few weeks that it just popped up and grew. And it was only recently that we were told by the Shia'spora folk that it's a living entity. But that's so it's called Shia'spora. The whole island is called Shia'spora. And I can put that in. I can put that in the chat for you guys.
Quick question about the island. What's the terrain like? Do you think my tank will be able to traverse it?
Mushrooms, jungle. It's going to be probably fairly hard for you in some places, but I mean, if you were able to get over the beach, you probably shouldn't have any problems.
Okay.
You know, if
But
you
it
could
can't
turn
be,
yourself
an
into
enchantment.
you could turn yourself into a crab there like Ned, you'd be able to get around pretty easily.
Yeah, I was just thinking I need like some crab legs on my tank somehow.
Ooh, crab legs.
Crab legs. If you're going to the Shia'spora, things to be wary about are that they are very protective of their holy monuments, especially Mosfin. They are fairly friendly. You treat them with respect, they'll treat you in kind, and they're usually very hospitable. We have shared fishing vessels several times with them. Some of them do enjoy a protein as well, although most of them are vegetarian. They most of them stick to eating the vegetables that are grown on the island. There are several varieties of mushrooms for those of you who may be inclined to cook. And if you talk to the Shia'spora and you make friends with them, they're usually good about pointing out which ones are harmful and which ones would be.
It sounds lovely.
Yeah, as long as you're not there are various creatures, frog folk, also they we know them as Shi'arks, though they all regard themselves as Shia'spora now, as if they were their own culture. So, but he shows you. He runs upstairs and comes back down with one of the pictures, or what appears to be like another one of the pictures that would have been from the upper floors, and it's him shaking or like the wizard shaking hands with two different figures. One of them is a mushroom covered like frog folk. And the other appears to be some kind of like robotic creature. And he says that is Toman with the leaders of Shia'spora. When they when they first became a part of that island, probably just before the barrier went up, he went to kind of make peace with them as a resident of Ethereos. He always spoke very highly of them. That they were kind and wise and very friendly. Nerissa,
Well,
if you said something, we did not hear you.
Well, I look forward to meeting them.
yeah, and 30 years diplomacy school. I'll make sure we make a good impression. Even though everybody here, we're all very kind.
Toman nods and says, "Well, I'm rooting for you." He walks over and he hands each of you like what appears to be a small sealed container. Hands it to each of you, and says, "A little meal for the road. A little bit of soup." A little bit of bread in there as well. Some cheeses that we had in our storage. And for you, Nerissa, specifically, it is there is no fish in the soup. We made a potato and leek soup this morning.
Oh, thank you so much. That's one of my favorite kinds of soup. I take it and I'm very excited. Do a little happy dance.
He's like, there's utensils inside as well. They're edible. So once you're done the meal, you can actually eat them. If you require any like additional sustenance.
We appreciate your consideration and your hospitality. Would it be okay for us to come back after our journey so we can rest before we head north?
He nods and he says, now that we are well acquainted, Toman's Tower is open to you adventurers always.
Do you know
Thank
anything
you
about
so
that
much.
tent that was on the beach?
He looks across the way and he's like, "Oh yes, that's remember I told you about the like a dwarf and a girl with black and white hair? That's where they live."
That's where they live. Okay. And you haven't seen them around?
Not for a little while now. It's been a few days.
What can you tell them? Or tell us about them.
They're cordial, nice, secretive. They didn't want to exchange their names. They were still very friendly and humble, and we didn't ask more than they wanted to provide. We let them stay for the night until they could get their tent set up. I helped, like I said, the dwarf was having serious issues with his back, and I figured, I can raise my leg that high. So I gave him a little bit of help, and he seemed to be good, and went on his way. And we've seen them with a fishing vessel out catching fish for sustenance themselves. I think they've been traveling to the north as well. But like I said, I haven't seen them in a little while, so I'm not quite sure what became of them.
Well, I hope they're all right.
He says, they had an air of, I don't know, importance to them. They give the same kind of vibe that I would get from royalty. Like some of the royalty that we've encountered, here in Ethereos.
Interesting.
Well, thank you.
He nods and he says again, "Yes, if you need anything whatsoever, please do not hesitate. We're happy to help." Ned's like, "Speak for yourself," as he's still like eating the mana nut.
Well, if we come back, we'll bring you more of those.
He's like, you bring back the slimes and we'll talk. And yeah, they like, as you leave, they kind of like help you with your supplies. They help you get down the stairs in the front there, Nerissa, with your tank. And as the door closes and you start to kind of like move away from the lighthouse, you watch as from the top of the tower, a little purple light kind of like blinks down, and you see that it is Lyric, who has come from the top of the lighthouse and now kind of like appears on your shoulder again, Brunk, like kind of like rests back on your shoulder.
Oh, hey there. Where'd you go?
Ah.
Oh, right. I can't understand that. Well, I'm glad to see you back here. We're getting ready, I think, to go over and visit the Mushroom Island over there.
Ah.
You want to tag along?
She just like pats your neck in acknowledgement.
Okay, then.
You
Just,
need more food?
She looks at like the food gets her. She looks and just like kind of like snaps and just like eyes wide looking at you.
I'll open my little container and let her have some.
Yeah, the container is like a well crafted like homemade bento box basically. Like it's got like a section for everything. The soup, like it's like built into the container, but also has its own lid so that you can keep things contained like solidly in there. And yeah, whatever food you'll give her, she'll kind of like take it on Brunk's shoulder and just kind of like dive into it. When you look, actually, she kind of has to put something down. She almost like nestles it in Brunk's armor, like in a spot in his armor, and it appears that like she had like a little like beautiful like almost like twig. It's like this little twig that she found, but it looks like she like something has been like carved into it.
And we see what it is?
You can see it on her shoulder. It doesn't appear to be any particular language, but it appears to be like this like it's fairly like well crafted, like these little kind of like beautiful lines that have been drawn into the stick, into the little twig.
Well. All right. I will get out the canoe and speak the word. And Brunk, you're good for rowing?
Yeah, I'm great. We could row like all the way across the ocean and back probably today.
Okay.
Well, maybe not, but you know what
All
I mean.
right.
I feel good. Let's rock and roll.
I could probably row. Like we're going pretty
No,
close.
no. I got it.
I'll help
I
with
got it.
wind too.
I wasn't going to, but
Oh. Let's do this.
You're going straight to the Mushroom Island?
yeah, I don't know if we should aim for the big purple blob or aim for, like, I don't know. I guess we could aim for, like, over here or something. In between these two.
Sounds good to me, kind of in between, so that way we can get a better feel for where we want to go first once we're actually on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a little time to get over there. Brunk is rowing.
I'm blowing the wind too.
And you're blowing the wind. So yeah, it won't take very long. But we'll say, why don't we take like a 5-ish minute break? And then when we come back, we will move on to the mushroom village of Shia'spora.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That is awesome. Can't hear you, but that's Lord Sarkoth the Lego.
No, it's Zaz Tam from the Forgotten
Tam.
Realms. From the newly released line of Lego minifigures from Dungeons & Dragons.
Jeez.
There are a handful of named figures in the set. Zaz Tam is one of them. They're all basically villain type persons. There's a well, hold on a second. Because I was unfolding a little checklist. So you've got your buddy for the Wednesday game.
Lord Strahd.
Yeah, Tasha.
Nice.
This is the one I want really badly, Lady of Pain. And then, of course, the Illithid with his little intellect devour that can be placed on top of the minifigure's head like a hat.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch.
Best Buy sent me this email. They're like, hey, here's a free $10 gift certificate to spend money to spend. And I was like, hey, I'm going to order 5 of those and, only pay for 3 of them.
Hell yeah.
They're like $5 a piece. So I have the little Dragonborn cleric dude. He's cool.
Are they blind boxes, or can you choose what you get?
Well, so there's a website. It's called Jay's Brick Blog, and he has a scanner that will scan the little QR code things on the bottom of the boxes and tell you what's in them. And it works on like multiple sets of the minifigures, so you can actually search them, and if you can find them up, you can pull them up and search them with your phone. Basically, you pull it up in a browser on your smartphone, and it'll activate. It'll activate through the camera, and it'll scan it, and it'll tell you what it is. Got the little Aarakocra Ranger dude with his little wolf buddy.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I also got the Elf Bard. So it's got, instrument, rapier. And the cool thing about the humanoid figures like the Elf Bard is they come with 2 heads. One male, one female.
Oh, cool.
So there's a dwarf in the set. There's a dwarf barbarian in the set. And so obviously there's a female head that does not have beard, and then there is a male head that does have a beard.
Which is unfortunate because it should be bearded either way.
Well, depending on how you like your dwarves, yes. But there's a tiefling sorcerer in it with she's got a little red dragon familiar. There's a druid with his little antler horns on his head. They're really cool. So
yeah,
I'm gonna end up trying to snag all of them, but I really want that Lady of Pain. I'm a Planescape fan, so.
Well, I hope you are able to find it.
I will. I almost just bought the full set on. There's people selling like a full set of 12 on eBay, and you're not actually paying more than what you'd pay for them on the blind box at this point. So I was real tempted to do it that way, but I just like, eh.
And then you got to start running little Lego campaigns.
Yeah.
So you guys are currently like rowing / like speedboating your way over to the other island. It is of course not that far, but in between, I'm gonna need everybody to make a perception check.
Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Okay, Erryn, give me an Arcana check. Okay. All of you kind of like Like everybody's doing their own thing. Brunk's rowing. Nerissa is casting a spell. Jesus, what? I don't know what you do on the boat. What do you do on the boat? You're like Gollum, like trying to like grab fish with one hand.
I'm just watching for enemies and just riding on the boat.
Okay. It is you, Erryn, who kind of like looks off and notices there is a disruption in the water behind you. Probably about, you'd surmise maybe like 30 or 40 feet. You're not sure what it is, but like you can see that there's clearly something, whether it be underwater or whatever, it is following your boat.
Nerissa, there's something following the boat. Is there a way for you to like check out what it is, or talk to it or something, or jump in the water and swim behind us and literally just look, or I don't know.
Can I use my emissary of the sea ability to kind of get a vibe for what's following us?
You put your hand into the water and feel for like any kind of aquatic creature and don't feel anything.
I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, it's not something I can feel.
Okay. I am going to. Can I just like hold a firebolt in my hand?
Yeah, you can hold a firebolt.
Okay. I'm gonna hold a firebolt and pretty much wait to see if this thing like pops up or something like that.
Well, for you, you only saw disruptions in the water, and now kind of like looking around, you're not seeing anything.
How far from the shore are we?
You're fairly close to the shore of the, like where you were aiming between um the big purple mushroom and like the gathering, like the forest of like the slightly lighter pinkish purple mushrooms.
Okay, I'm gonna not stop casting my spell then. I was thinking if like I don't want to stop and then whatever it is catch up to us.
Mm-hmm. No, you managed. You make it to shore. Whatever was following you may have noticed that you were onto it, because you don't see any more disruptions in the water. Um, and you're not. I mean, you couldn't really see what it was in the first place. So you're not sure if it was a creature or maybe something that just you couldn't see. So it's unclear. But whatever it is, it didn't pursue you. You make
Alright.
you make it to the shores, and the first thing you notice is that there's a little bit of sand, but then it is just like underfoot is, it feels like the springiness of moss. It's come almost like a reddish purple moss that like litters the ground. And you can see, getting closer to the mushroom village or going closer to Mossfin, you can see that kind of spongy moss kind of like grows into little like roots and vines that kind of interweave with each other into like these small like kind of like forested areas. You're seeing several different kinds of lush plant life, but the equivalent amount of plants, like most of them, are like these like huge mushrooms. Like you're talking mushrooms the size of houses, and large buildings. With smaller and smaller mushrooms kind of like living underneath and growing off of like other ones. The one thing that you haven't really seen yet is life. Like, you see lots of, like, organic, like, mushrooms and stuff like that, but you haven't seen any really, like, sentient beings. Looking towards, like, Mossfin, you would see that that giant mushroom also kind of has, like, kind of other small mushrooms surrounding it. And you're not seeing kind of any kind of entrance to what it has previously up to this point been described to you as a dungeon. There's no, like, eminent or a prominent entrance that you can see. Only, like, more, like, kind of, like, purplish mushroom forest.
Well, I think we should go towards the mushroom forest. That's probably our best chance of finding the fibrous material that we need to fix our boat.
Realistically, if you're just looking for fibrous material here, you have found it. You are fairly intelligent, Erryn, and, like, looking at it, like, not just the moss, but, like, underneath the moss are, like, thick roots that you think would very easily be usable as that, like, kind of fibrous material to be able to use to kind of makeshift rigging.
Okay, I'm gonna collect some then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna collect some and then um, put it in my bag. And should should we just go back? Do we want to look around? I mean, this is probably a once in a lifetime chance, and it might be nice to have people for allies, right?
I'm definitely curious about exploring, but we should definitely be careful.
Okay.
I'm good to go wherever. We can explore a little if you want to. Hey, Lyric, any of this familiar to you? This isn't home, is it?
She looks around and just kind of, like, shakes her head a little bit and just goes, ah. And, like, kind of pats your neck and points to the sky.
Your home is up in the sky?
Continues
Like,
to point, ah.
are you... Like, so you're not from here, from this place, from this world? Are you from a different world? Are
Pats
you
you
from a
on the neck.
different world?
She pats you on the neck with acknowledgement.
Oh. Wow. Do you want to go home?
She kind of shrugs.
Oh. If you had the option, if we could find a way to
Kinda
get you there?
gives, like, a tilt of her head and once again just kind of looks at you like inquisitively. Like that she's just curious and in awe of you.
I mean, we could certainly try to see if we can find a way. I'm gonna guess there's probably not a way on this island, or on these islands, but you know, maybe. I don't know. I'll ask Erryn about it and see if she can tell me. She knows all kinds of stuff.
She just kind of, like, pats you on the neck again.
Alrighty.
This forest, going it through to either path, like, so, like, if you're going into, like, Shia'spora, like the mushroom, the larger mushroom forest, not like the single structure, but if you're going towards, like, the west side, it is fairly dense and thick. Underfoot is a lot of that, like, kind of, like, intertwined roots and vines and things like that. So you, Nerissa, are not having much of a hard time getting your wheels over it. But, like, for all of you, it is a fairly treacherous journey as you start your way in, because it is just... It's not that it's going to be hard for you to move on, but for all of you, it's kind of going to be like a slow go for moving just because there is so much to move through, like, so much brush and, like, plants and like all kinds of different like sizes of mushrooms and stuff like that. So there is a lot of kind of maneuvering and moving around. And as you do, I would like another perception check from everyone.
Hey there, little buddy.
Brunk and Nerissa, Jesus and Erryn, you're kind of like watching your footing more than everything else, but Brunk, being a bit more trained as a warrior, and Nerissa especially as well, like with your experience as like an eco-terrorist and as a bit of a thief, both of you kind of look around and you notice that you'll hear like the spring of something and like see like some leaves fall, and when you look up you just see like a figure leaping off of like kind of like a branch. Or Brunk, like looking deep enough into the forest, you see that there are like beady black eyes that almost have like a shimmer of like this kind of like purple like glint off. And in that moment, you catch like almost like that reflection of purple off of that eye, like kind of deeper in. You're not quite sure what the figure is, but you see that there are things that are clearly tracking or keeping close to you guys.
We've got some looky-loos.
Do you think they're the druids we were told about? They were frogs, weren't they? Can I send out like a positive, like would they get that? Because I'm like, or would they not qualify?
You put something out, but you don't really get anything back.
Okay. So I send out we come in peace, but they don't get it.
Yeah. Or at least you're not sure that they get it. You don't get the same acknowledgement that you normally get from like sea creatures.
Okay.
Hi, if there's somebody who is tracking us, if you want to speak with us, we would love to talk to you.
From behind you all, you hear a voice that repeats what you just said back to you.
Does it repeat it in my voice, or does it?
Oh, that's creepy.
Do you just repeat things back?
Do you just repeat things back?
So what are we here? Where is this coming from?
From behind you.
Okay, well, so we're gonna turn around and look at it.
You turn and look, and on like a purplish toadstool, you see this figure.
Oh.
Hey there, little fella.
Hey there, little fella.
You're cute.
You're cute.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, thanks.
Is it like moving towards us at all?
Nope, it's just sitting on the plant, and as like each person is talking, it's talking back in the same voice.
What if I start walking towards it? Does it move?
Yeah, it does like a backflip off the mushroom and kind of like disappears into the plants.
Okay, I would stop moving forward then. Hey, sorry for startling you. You can come back out if you want to.
I don't mean any harm. How is my slime behaving?
Your slime is kind of chill. Still just like swimming around your tank.
Like he doesn't seem worried or scared of the thing?
Nope.
Has he noticed the thing?
Yes, but like it doesn't seem bothered or scared by it.
Okay. Okay.
Jesus. You just catch a glimpse of its kind of like black and white skin against like it's like a section of the forest has like a brighter purple color that it just like as it's running you catch it just for a glimpse to the left of you as it just kind of like runs off into the bush.
He went that way, guys. He ran off to the left of me.
I think if we chase it, it might make it uncomfortable. Maybe we should just keep walking and maybe it'll show itself again. I don't think we want to make it feel like it's in danger.
Ellie, you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to perceive us as aggressive. Do you think it was one of the druids that we were told about?
I don't know. I don't know. Good question, though. I guess we'll continue walking.
Sure. The next check that I will need then from everyone is a survival check. Okay. Jesus, you're really lost. But as a group, it's enough that you don't really know what your end goal is, like where you're going anyway. But you could swear you just saw that mushroom that you like you just passed this fairly unique mushroom, and you could swear you just passed it like 2 minutes ago.
I think we're lost.
We're right here. We're not lost. What are you
Uh,
talking about?
well, Brunk, I'm not gonna lie. There are times I don't think we're on the same page.
I don't read much. It's okay.
That could be it. Um, little mushroom guy, are you there?
No repeat back or response.
Well, I guess let's just keep wandering. Um, Worst comes to worst, we can go in one direction until we hit the shore and go back to our boat if we get too lost, but
Hey, Lyric, which direction do you think we should go?
Lyric looks up at you and looks around and goes, "Ah."
You think we should go up?
"Ah."
Okay. Well, we'll take that into consideration.
Brunk, you know how it feels when you talk to Lyric and she does that? That's
Yeah?
how it feels when I talk to you sometimes.
Oh,
So,
Jesus.
well,
I just...
you
it
have my
was just-
you have my sympathies.
No, it's okay. I still think we get along fine, just like you still enjoy talking to Lyric. I just want it to be in perspective.
That's important. What's perspective? What does that mean?
She just nods and pats your shoulder. And, I guess keeps walking.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess they're still just trudging along.
You eventually do like a loop around, and again, it's like, oh, I could swear I saw that mushroom, and it's like, I took account to like remember that rock because like everything's starting to look the same, and eventually you find your way back to like the entrance.
Uh,
So
well,
either nobody lives there or we're terrible at this.
Ah!
Does anyone have
I think
detect
she
magic?
agreed with you. That's funny.
D- Does anyone have detect magic? It feels like maybe there was some sort of spell making us get lost or something.
I can do an Arcana check, but I do not have detect magic, unfortunately. May I do an Arcana check to see if there's some kind of
Sure.
energy I can sense? Okay.
Is that something
13.
I could do too?
You could roll an Arcana to try and sense like magic around you. Okay. You are not. Neither of you are sensing magic as if like a spell has been cast on you. But you are seeing when you're trying to really look. First off, Lyric gives off like little bits of magic, like visible like bits of magic. Even when like it looks like little bits of fairy dust kind of like come off of her hands when she's like making illusions and stuff like that. And you're getting that kind of same visible look of like little motes of magic in front of you. But it's almost again with the to fit the theme of the forest. It's very spore like. It's like the spores that some of these mushrooms are giving off are in themselves essences of magic as opposed to just like regular like spores.
Do you think
So we've been
the
tripping.
mushrooms are a source of magic? Like, do you think we could harvest the mushrooms to bring back?
Are there any small mushrooms?
Oh yeah, plenty.
We shouldn't probably start picking mushrooms until we talk to the people first because um they might
Oh yeah,
not
one of the spots was holy, wasn't it? I wouldn't want to disturb a holy place.
Brunk's
right.
trying to get high.
I mean,
Just like licking the mushroom caps without disturbing them.
I wonder if these are edible mushrooms versus like poisonous. I do like to cook, you know. I'm sure I could whip up something with mushrooms in it.
Like a risotto or something.
I
Oh,
was just thinking a mushroom risotto.
uh, I don't know if I know what that is, but we could try it.
Let's put a pin in that and we'll circle back around after we get in contact with somebody who can communicate in ways other than just repeating back what we're saying.
Okay. Do we want to maybe try to explore the other site?
I think we should try, I mean,
I don't think the mushrooms want us in the forest, hence why maybe there's something in the forest that they're trying to protect. So that's why it makes us get lost. Does that make sense?
absolutely. Um, okay, so I can phase step DM.
Okay.
Which means I can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. I would like to try phase stepping into the. Wait, let me see how many times I can do it to make sure I can get out of this dang forest and I'm not trapped here forever. a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Okay. So I can do it 2 times currently. So what I would like to do is, like, wherever we are, like pretty much 30 feet into the forest, I would like to try to face step there.
Interesting.
Guys, I'm gonna try something. This might be a bad idea, but I am a curious being. So, I am going to try.
Oh, okay. Be safe.
Thank you.
And you're in your autumn form still?
I'm in my autumn form, but I don't have to charm them when I teleport.
Yeah, I was just looking to see the abilities that you would have.
Yeah, I was looking too, because I was like, oh gosh. But it usually says up to, or one, I think I can choose, hopefully. Or they'll just be charmed by me. That's fine too.
You can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. It's a forest. You'll be able to see 30 feet in. Huh. Okay.
Oh gosh.
You boop into the spot, and there are like 4 of those black and white frogs, like sitting on toadstools, like very like in a circle. You kind of like zip in the middle of this circle, and they all just kind of like look up shocked at you.
But and okay, I can I see my friends? Like, can I see the spot where I was before?
If you turn back, like, yeah, you can make out Brunk.
Okay. Hi. I'll say to them.
Hi, all 4 of them in unison. Hi.
Can you only communicate by repeating?
3 of them repeat what you say, and the 4th one goes, no, and the other one reaches over and slaps him in the back of the head and says, God damn it, Greg.
Okay, hi. So I'm so sorry. I just want to ask, is it okay if I'm in here? If you don't want me in here, of course I'll leave, but me and my friends, we don't mean any harm at all. We're just curious, and we wanted to meet you guys. We've heard really cool things. Is this okay?
The one looks over and says, okay, breathe. Breathe. Welcome. We were trying to play a prank on you because we're bored, but my friend here is unfortunately not. He's like, the one they call Craig looks over, he's like, come on, man, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's a cool thing I can do. Can I invite my friends? Are you gonna... Is there a reason why we couldn't see you guys? And can they just walk?
The one looks over and says, hi, Ronaldo.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Can we shake hands, or will it poison me? I've met some people where...
Just, kind of like, hey, look, hi, hello. I wouldn't touch me. I don't know what it might do to you.
Oh, no touching. Perfect.
Says, welcome to Shia'spora. We've met many adventurers that have come through here, and we like to play a little prank once in a while. You're more than welcome. Tell your friends to come join. You seem pretty harmless. You don't. What is your intention here? What are you doing here?
Oh, Well, we wanted to collect fibrous materials, but also we're just curious. We've heard about the druids. We've heard about the very interesting living sentient dungeon you have. We've heard about the Shia'spora people, and we just wanted to meet you guys.
One of them looks up shocked and says, "You ripped up the ground?" He's like, "I'm just kidding. I don't care."
Oh my gosh. She was like, oh, she was just staring at him, like in shock, not
all four
saying
of them,
anything.
all four of them appear to be kind of like grung-like. They seem to have that kind of same like kind of like croak laugh that you heard in the cave. Just wah, 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 wah.
And I'm sorry, you are Craig, you are Ronaldo. May I have the other two names, please?
Oh, that's Rick Cook.
Rakak?
And that one is also Craig, but he doesn't talk, so we call him Silent Craig.
Okay. Silent Craig. Rakak, Ronaldo, Craig, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm gonna wave over my friends. And they're great. We had a dance off with some other, they're very nice
A what?
people. Dance off, like,
Oh no, my dancing offends my people.
Craig, you're a jokester. I think I got it this time. I think I can tell this time. And she will look back and sort of wave them in.
It's like, Erryn, that was your name, Erryn?
Yes.
Hi, yeah. Do you like mushrooms?
Yes. Yeah.
He like plucks one from the ground and he's like, "This is a delicacy here. Would you like to try it?"
Is it Craig the jokester who's asking me?
It was Ronaldo.
Yes, I would love to try it.
Here you go. He hands it to you. It's like a red mushroom with like kind of like big white like bulbs on the top, or like big white spots on the top.
Have I ever seen a mushroom like this before?
You've seen similar mushrooms, and like they've been safe to eat, like things that you could use in salads and stuff back in the kingdom.
Would anybody else like some? I can split it in half. We can all share it.
They all like pluck different mushrooms from the ground, and they also they eat. They're like, "Here, help yourself. We know these are friendly to like humanoid folk."
I will. It would be rude not to. She's gonna have to try the mushroom.
Beautiful. You eat the mushroom, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh gosh. Oh, my con is actually surprisingly good. Nice. 18.
Nice. You feel like as you eat this mushroom, like something goes in your stomach, and it feels at first like your body is about to shift and change, but as it does, you kind of like push it down and like hold it back and hold the magic back and resist. And you can see they're eagerly looking for like something to happen, and when it doesn't happen, they all look kind of disappointed. And Craig looks over, he's like, "I thought you gave her a mushroom," and he looks over, he's like, "Shut up, Craig."
That was delicious. Thank you so much for sharing the mushroom with me.
So glad you enjoyed it.
A mushroom, does it turn people into cows?
It doesn't not turn people into cows.
Here's the thing. How long does it turn them into cows?
I don't know, like 20 minutes tops.
May I recommend you try this on one of my friends? It will probably turn them.
Okay, yeah. You want to be in on the joke, like we're cool with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They walk with you back to the group and introduce themselves. "Hi, Ronaldo, Rakuk, Craig, Silent Craig." Silent Craig looks up and goes, "Hey."
These are, they are very welcoming. They were just, They are members of this forest, and they are funny guys who like to have a good time. And I told them we are just curious and we are peaceful, and we all just wanted to meet. They gave me a mushroom to try. This one if anybody wants to try it.
Is it delicious?
Yeah, I know you like them. You see the bite. I took a bite out of it, and I enjoyed it.
Is that the only one, or could I have my own mushroom?
Craig, like, pulls a mushroom out, and he's like, oh, you can have your own.
Okay. And then I take it, but then I look at Erryn, and I notice, like, I'm like, you seem more nervous than usual, and I'm just gonna, like, pretend to eat it, but then, like, stash it in my tank. That's really good.
Once again, the frogs are, like, eagerly looking.
But, like, nothing happens, because I don't know what's supposed to happen, so I'm just like...
The two of them are kind of, like, whispering back and forth to each other. Clearly, you're all built from strong stock.
I'll try it. Let me taste some of that.
She kind of, like, makes the same face that she made at Brunk when he came into the kitchen this morning. She's like, here, do you want your own, or do you want a different one?
She made the same face at me she made at me this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pretend to take a bite. Oh, and it's a very convincing performance too, apparently.
Yeah, they kind of look up and they're just like, Craig goes, come on! Again, they're like, shut the fuck up, Craig. Okay. Clearly, again, we're glad you enjoyed the mushrooms. We're glad you enjoyed the mushrooms. You guys want to see the chief?
Yeah.
They all kind of nod, and Silent Craig looks at Craig and says, you screwed this up. You lead the way.
What did he screw up?
Well, we were gonna play a prank on Erryn when she got in between us, when she just came out of nowhere, but Craig messed it up.
Right, Silent Craig. So what? I mean, do you like to be called Silent Craig, or do you want to be called something else?
Oh no, it's because the I in my name is silent.
Okay. Perfect. Silent Craig. I just wanted to make sure. Lead the way, Craig.
Craig leads the way. And they lead you through the forest, and like they're taking the same kind of path that you did. But there's a moment where they kind of step out of place and step behind another mushroom, and it almost seems like they disappear until you realize that it's more of a perspective thing, and just like realistically, like the path to continue was hidden behind a bunch of mushrooms. And as you like make that side step to follow them into almost like this like wall section of mushrooms, they lead you into what appears to open up into like a village. It is still very much densely populated by these mushrooms, but you also see that it is densely populated by people, or the folk there. And it is like so like as the frog folk, it is like sharks, turtles, like humanoid or like turtle folk, like what the turtles, like the race turtles, like it's those kind of beings, but they're all. Some of them, it's not as visible. Some of them, like, it just looks like a shark man. But some of them, you can see, like, the visible mushrooms growing off of them. And in the center, you see this figure. That looks over and says, Craig, who are these people? And what are they doing here? Craig says, benevolent leader, this is Erryn, and that is, I think you said his name was Brunk, right? Brunk, and Jesus, and Nerissa. Benevolent leader, this group has come, to, Erryn, why are you here?
Well, we have heard so many things about you and your people, this beautiful town, your sentient dungeon, and we honestly wanted to meet you guys. We are stranded here, and so we have been doing some exploring, trying to get stuff to help fix our boat, but we figured while we're here, we could meet different people and learn about your culture and things like that. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime experience. We could not pass it up.
You can hear from behind him, as you're explaining things to him, somebody saying, "You've got to help me! Somebody here has to know what's going on! She's clearly sick! Somebody help me!" The, like, robot turns to look at where the voice is coming from, and on the ground behind him you see a girl clad in armor with black and white hair, that appears to be, it looks like there's almost like that the same black dripping like ichor that you saw from those monsters in the opening session. You see that same kind of like black ichor like on her face and like crawling down like under the armor on her body, and she is like struggling to breathe. The person who is screaming, hold on, let me find him. He's not holding the hammer right now, obviously, but there is like a huge great hammer by his side, that's on the ground. But like his eyes are glowing that like lightning yellow, and you can see that like glowing like mark on his face. And he is he's not aggressive, but he's worried, which can sometimes almost be as bad. Like he is like grabbed one mushroom man, he's like, "You've got to help," and he's got him like lifted off the ground. And
Brunk,
oh yeah,
Brunk, can you lay on hands the girl?
Sure. I can certainly try.
She would look at the robot chief guy and be like, "Is it okay if we try to help?"
he looks and he's like, "Please,
So
please."
I'll expend 5 HP to try to cure disease or neutralize the poison.
You just spend 5 points of lay on hands to do that. You don't have to spend any HP.
I think that's what he meant.
That's well, that's what I meant. It's. I mean, I was just reading. I was
understand.
reading it from the text.
Okay, I
Yeah.
just didn't want you to like lower your HP to do
No,
it.
no.
So you lay on hands to try and heal it. It's you go to lay on hands, and it's like it's not that she is hurt. Like they're like or so you're trying to cure disease.
Yeah, it like removes poison or cure disease or something like that.
Yeah, it says you can touch a creature to restore any number of HP remaining in the pool, or 5 HP to either cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting the creature.
Roll a medicine for me.
Oh boy. Come on. Low whammy.
7's not great. I'm going to say, really realistically, anything over 5 would tell you that this isn't a poison. So, like, as you're trying to heal, you're basically trying to heal nothing. But there is a bit... separately, I'll ask for a perception check from you, please, Brunk. Jesus. You've dealt with these things before. I'm gonna allow that as a reroll, as if you had advantage. If you don't get it this time.
Nice.
15 is more than enough. The healing is not working, but whatever thing is on her, when your hand starts to get that, like, radiant glow as you pass the healing into her, like that healing magic into her, it does not like that. It appears to almost like get volatile, and like what's not on her, like what is loose, like on her face, starts to spike up at you.
Oh, really? Huh.
My crystal's still glowing.
Yeah.
If I get close to her, does the glow from the crystals have any effect?
No.
No? Okay.
Hmm. Hey, so let me understand this. This person that I'm touching or trying to do the lay on hands thing with,
Yeah.
can I like pick them up? Are they would they be resistant to that? Would I have to grapple them?
They aren't resistant to it, but whatever is on her, like whatever inky, like weird ichor is like crawling on her, basically, it seems like it's alive.
Yeah.
And it like when you started to heal her, whatever it does not like whatever energy you're giving off.
Excellent. Everybody, stand back. Hey there, Lyric. Would you do me a favor and go hang out with the others real quick?
Oh,
I don't want you. I don't want to hurt you. I don't know if I would or not, but I don't. I just want to be careful.
She like floats over to Nerissa's tank and it lands on top of the slime that's floating around.
I
So
put like some like of my tank decorations in front of them as like a little shield.
I make sure that everybody's like not within 10 feet of me and the person with the icky shit on her.
Yep.
And I will pop my celestial revelation.
Nice.
Start burning the radiant energy. You know, the kind of the constant, and see what effect that has on it.
Yep. You pop that celestial revelation, and as soon as it bursts out with that radiant energy, this thing, it almost like hisses like a sizzle in the radiant energy as like the energy washes over the figure's body from you, and you watch as the blackness turns into like an ash and floats off of her.
And it just burns it all off.
Yeah.
Ooh. How's that? And as soon as I'm sure, like I'll check her over and make sure that there's no residual anything on her at all.
Yeah, like sits up immediately and like starts like coughing, like as if she hadn't been able to take a breath up to that point, and just like, and you notice as her eyes open that one of them is red and one of them is yellow.
Are you okay?
She looks up. She's like, looks around. She's like, this is Shia'spora. She looks. She kind of looks and like looks at you for the first time, and she kind of like shudders away from you. She's like, "Who are you? Where, Torgren?"
I'm Brunk. I am Brunk. I am a friend. That black icky stuff that was on you, I just burned it the heck off. I want you to get up on your feet. Can you do that?
with your help, like, she gets up onto her feet and she kind of like buckles a little bit, but she like manages to stand strong. And the dwarf, who was like almost in tears, like, but still had like he was like a moment ago freaking out and had this like frog in his hands, drops the frog and runs over and like gives her like this big warm hug. And he's just like, Majesty, I didn't know, I thought you were dying. And then kind of like catches himself, looks around and says, sorry, Rosalia, I am happy that you're safe. He looks over and he says, I don't know how I can repay you, but we owe you her life. And reaches out a hand to shake yours and says, my name is Torgrin Thunderfist.
Hold on a second. And I like I have to let the feature dissipate and fade before I'll touch him because I don't want to hurt. I don't want direct contact to hurt him.
He doesn't wait for it. He reaches through it to shake your hand, and you see that it's like burning him. It's giving that singe, and he does not care. Like, he shakes it off, like, and it's just like, I recognize radiance, and I'm not afraid of it.
I'll like burn a couple. It's only 2 HP of damage, so I'll burn 2 on the lay on hands while I'm shaking his hand and be like, yeah, sorry about that. I haven't really, I don't do it a whole lot, and I gotta learn how to control it a little better. Sorry.
He shakes his head and he's like, you saved her life. I didn't know what that was. Nobody knew here what that was, and I don't know what it would have done to her.
I mean, I don't even know what it was. I just know that it didn't like the light that I was, my healing abilities. So I thought, let me just give it a full taste of it. I'm glad she's better.
What was that? We had gone close to the water. We were looking for something. But what we found was some kind of fish covered in oil.
You mean like the water, like the beach, like the water near here?
Yes.
Oh. Those are the fish. Oh. Those are the inky fish people that wrecked us here, aren't they? Oh. I don't like the inky fish people. The inky fish things.
So you've come across these creatures before?
And the whole reason why we're shipwrecked on this island here. They attacked us while we were crossing in the big sea. And they tore up our boat. And I didn't get a chance to give them a piece of my hammer or the longsword, either one. I mean, I would have given them either, but I didn't get a chance to try to force them away like I did just now, and they sank our ship.
It's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that.
Hey, did you just recently get your back adjusted by the little frog dude over on the other island in the tower?
Toman, yes!
He does great work, doesn't he?
I tell you, I could barely move, and just whatever he did, I'm still going strong. And like Rosalia, who was like just like catching her breath, kind of like chortles and laughs behind him. He's like, "Oh, quiet you." He's like, "This is my this is my daughter, Rosalia."
Oh, nice to meet you, Rosie. This is my well, she's over there. That's my new friend Lyric. The little bitty one, and then this is Nerissa and Jesus and Erryn.
And Lyric goes from the tank. She is like hard gripping your slime, Nerissa, as she's like trying her hardest to float with the weight of the slime under her, which isn't very much, but for her is just a lot. Like trying to get him into the air, like
I like just like kind of give them a little boost.
We, yeah, we were at, we met Tommen and Ned, and they said they hadn't seen you for a couple days. So I'm glad we were able to run into you and help.
Likewise, glad that you are here to be of assistance. We have been here for some time. Obviously, we've made a bit of a kinship with the locals, but we had set up just a small temporary tent to the northern part, or not the northern part, but to the western part of the forest, just on the shore there, while we did a little bit of training. We've been fishing in these waters for a while and haven't come across anything quite like that yet. And while I was able to chase it off with a little bit of thunder and lightning, it did manage to get a significant blow through Rosie's armor.
Well, Rosie, it's a pleasure to meet you, and it's a pleasure to meet you as well.
It's like, stop all of you with this already. No, it's Rosalia, not Rosie.
Rosalia,
Not
it's a pleasure.
Rose. He's like, I don't know, I like Rosie. She's like, Father.
I didn't mean any offense. Sorry. It's a habit.
She nods and she's like, understandable. Rosie was something somebody called me a long time ago.
Well, it seems that we have been. How long have you all been here? We've been here for a few days now, but we heard you guys have come. You guys went by the crab caves at some point in time, and now you're here. It seems like we're, you know, on a similar path as you.
Both of them seem to kind of like eye each other and they're like, oh, so you've met Anthos.
Oh, yeah. He's our friend.
Did you have a good experience with
Oh,
Anthos?
yes, they were very kind. Very, very, very kind. Bit of
They're a hell of it. They're a
What?
bunch of great dancers.
bit of strange decoration, I would say.
Very strange decoration.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say.
Well, Brunk is crab dancing. Immediately the fucking robot mushroom looks up and points and says, "No!"
What?
Craig looks over and looks at you, Erryn, and says, "We told you dancing was frowned upon."
Oh, everybody's a critic.
He can't help it, I don't think. What did you think of these decorations?
He looks at you and he says, "You know, we owe you all, especially you, Brunk, we owe you a great kindness. Why don't you come to our tent, near the lighthouse? And maybe we can discuss more Anthos' decorations."
That sounds great. That would be perfect. Do you guys think, have you been to Mosfin? That's the name of the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, none of them have allowed us to enter Mosfin.
Okay, well then we won't try. We'll just, you know.
Why?
He leans and whispers and he says, I believe that's where they conduct rituals.
Like what kind of rituals? Obviously not dance competitions.
Of that, of that, I'm not sure. And again, it's hushed whispers. At this point, the mushroom folk have kind of gotten bored and kind of walked off to do their own thing. The chief kind of goes back, Rosalia's kind of off to the side, and he's having a conversation with her. And again, he seems very mechanical, very robotic. Torgrin leans over and whispers to you and says, I'm not sure what kind of rituals they're conducting in there, or what you may find in there, but if you've ever heard of divine dungeons, they are normally known to contain vast riches.
Very interesting. Do you know of a magical power source, potentially?
To power what exactly?
Boat.
To power a boat, like a ship?
Like a ship. That may or may not end up being bedazzled, but that's sort of beside the point.
I know of power sources. I mean, I've seen many magical or powerful magical effects in places like Anthos's cave, though I wouldn't wager that that's something that you could just walk out with. But the palms, the hands, I couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from, but it appeared that there is a powerful source of magic somewhere in the north there.
Right. Yeah, we have to go up there anyway to collect some wood. So that we will look for powerful sources of magic there.
Mm-hmm. If we regularly patrol the island, once Rosalia is healed enough, we will probably continue our investigation of the island as best as we can. If we come across anything that may qualify as a magical power source that we can take, we'll reach out. Is there a place that you've made camp or where you're staying?
Well, our boat is on the southern beach. We were able to stay with Tom and Ned. After this, we're gonna head up north for some trees. But once we go north, we'll probably come back down west and then south again, because the other way around, I don't know if there's anywhere to stop. And we do enjoy the soup well, Nerissa doesn't, but, well, she liked the leek soup. Anyway, we enjoy the cooking of the familiars.
And it's just you four?
Well, and our slimes and our captain.
Oh, your captain.
He's with our
with
boat.
the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. What is his name?
Barnabas?
Barnabas?
Yeah, that's him.
A sea captain named Barnabas.
Is that his name, DM? Barnabas?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he is our sea captain. He's a weird guy, eats a lot of taffy.
Roll an insight check for me, please, Erryn.
Like, barely rolled, but...
He is trying to play it off hard, but he knows the name Barnabas. And the moment you said Barnabas, his eyes, it was not... Like, you just catch the hint, he tries his best to hide it, but you just catch the hint of fear.
Um, maybe, I don't know if you have met our captain, but maybe tonight, once we're exchanging pleasantries, you can let me know if you've heard any stories or
The Barnabas I know couldn't be the same Barnabas.
why not.
Uh, he kind of looks around and he's like, it was a long time ago. Like, much longer than most beings
Well,
live.
this guy uh, could potentially live a long time, and he has interesting magic, and he transforms into an air elemental.
He picks up Rosalia, hefts her over his shoulder. He's like, all right, time to go. It was very nice meeting you. Again, we'll see you. Please come by the tent, and we will see you later. But obviously, Rosalia needs rest, and she's like, "Actually, I'm fine." She's like, "Nope, you need rest." And they start to like briskly walk off into the forest. He's like, "X86 will be back soon."
Can I send before he gets too far? I can do message. I think message goes 120 feet. And I want to ask him, I want to pretty much tell him, like, if my party is in danger, please let us know. We don't know him and you seem afraid. And if we should stay away from him, please let us know.
You don't get him a message back, and before you, he moves fairly quickly for an old dwarf that had needed a back adjustment, but like rushes to get out of the forest, and you lose view of him fairly quickly. The robot looks over, or like this machine-like creature looks over and says, I could not help but overhear that you are heading to Giganta's Palms.
Yes.
We recently sent a small expedition of warriors out to gather resources from Giganta's Palm, and they have yet to return.
Would you like us to be on the lookout for them
If
on our way there?
it wouldn't inconvenience you, it would be appreciated, and you would be well rewarded.
Who should we be on the lookout for? Are they all like yourself or more? And she points to the mushroom guys.
She points over to some of the sharks, like the shark-like folk, and he's like some of them are hunters. They are led by a hunter named Danan. It's like D''Naan, Danan. It says they are capable warriors, and if they have not returned, it means that they may have come across trouble.
Thank you. I'm sorry. What is your name, Chief?
It says, my name is X83.
X83.
And he says it in common.
Okay. It has been a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for letting us come to your village. Did you want to see? We wanted to make sure we avoided your, like, sacred grounds so we didn't destroy anything. So I don't know if you want to point those out to us so we don't accidentally, pick something, or we want to remain respectful.
He reaches into what appears to be like a pocket compartment in his in his legs, and pulls out what appears to be like spores or dust or something, and blows it in your faces. And when he does, and you breathe it in, you start to get visions You get a vision of like Mossfin, of like the actual like ritual area and the entrance of the dungeon. You don't see any like figures around it or anything, but you get like an idea of the physical location. And you get like smaller outcroppings. It looks like there are smaller temples that seem to connect to Mossfin within the forest. So there's like, it's almost like 4 points at like north, east, west, and south, at like each like kind of like hidden among the mushrooms are these like little kind of like cave entrances that appear to have like kind of like ritual setups around them. It's like they are well hidden but can still be discovered. Please, if you find them, stray away.
And I
course.
assume you do not want us in Mossfin or near Mossfin.
We would ask that outsiders do not go near the Great Temple.
We are happy to respect you.
Of course.
He nods and like turns away and says, "Please let us know if you find our hunters."
Absolutely. What time of the day is it right now?
You're probably about at like just afternoon at this point.
Okay.
Would have been a bit of like travel, and like you would have been led around that forest for like a good hour before you were actually discovering any creatures in there.
Well, we might go tomorrow. We might spend the day. We wanted to have a conversation with Rosalia and her father. So, but we will make sure to do what we can to find them.
X83 nods, but also you hear like almost like a mechanical chuckle as he says, "Father."
Should I have said, father?
Similar destinies, but not aligned.
Is there a different word for it in a language that you speak other than common?
It kind of like looks at you strangely and looks and says, "Does anybody know?" Oh, what's the word for it? Abyssal. No.
I don't know.
It says something in like a low, like just like.
Oh, I don't know that one. I will have to learn it though. Thank you.
It kind of like gives like a nod, and then like it just turns away, like without any like no goodbyes or anything. It just like turns away and just like moves back into like a little mushroom hut.
She'll turn to the party, say, like, Barnabas that's probably an issue, right?
I feel like I want to find out from both of them what the backstory is.
I feel like, nothing has been, I guess, should we start walking out? Do you guys want to walk out or do you guys want to stay here?
I'm okay with walking out, but if there are more mushrooms like growing while we are on our way out, can I just kind of like do the same as I did with the crystals, where I'm just like pilfering them if there are more?
Well, you didn't know what they did. They never explained to you guys what they did. They only explained it to Erryn. But if you're looking for those mushrooms for like, oh, I wanted to find them to eat them, go ahead and give me a nature check.
Okay.
13. It's not bad. You pick a couple of mushrooms that look like the ones that they gave you, but you also snatch up a couple of mushrooms that don't look as familiar.
Okay.
Like they have the same kind of caps. They have the same kind of like little dot structure, but some of them like the hue is a little bit different. Some of them like the shape seems a little bit off, but they all kind of look close to the same.
Okay. I'm not wanting to eat them. I'm just wanting to hold on to them because I was suspicious of them, and I was like, these do something, and I sensed the magic on them earlier, so I wanted to
Yeah. So we're
see
gonna
if they
do.
might be helpful.
We'll say you found 3 mushrooms, and then we're gonna say that you found 5 mystery mushrooms.
Okay, excellent.
Well, I guess if we're heading out, that's when I would sort of ask. I would say, actually, I'd probably wait till we're on our boat because I know that we can be followed without being other people seeing us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you'd be able to make it out like out to the water where you can like summon your boat from the box.
Okay. Once we get on the boat, I would say, I feel like nothing has been forthcoming at all. I've never been in a situation where more people are misdirecting and keeping secrets and I'm a diplomat and people often, you know, keep things close to the chest, but I feel like nothing is as it seems at all. You know, Nerissa, I don't know if I told you, but did I tell you that dragons can polymorph into dragonborn? Yeah,
So maybe that dragonborn is the dragon.
I think that is him. And
Yeah,
so,
there's definitely something fishy up.
and we thought Anthros was this cool guy, but he's, he's keeping one of the, like, legendary dragons. We keep hearing the story, and when Ned and Tommen were talking to me, they were exchanging these, like, furtive glances, and they refused to elaborate even when I pointed it out to them, which, okay, fair, they're allowed to, um and just everything. And so we thought, Anthos was good, but now I'm wondering, does he have a dragon, this legendary sacrificed dragon trapped? And Barnabas, we've been with him, but you saw how they reacted to him.
I like Barnabas. He gave us saltwater taffy.
Um, so this dwarf who seems very battle hardy was terrified when we brought him up.
So he's a formidable warrior who also has a lot of saltwater taffy.
That is
I
true.
like him. I like
He,
the guy.
I,
But I do want to hear more about him from this dwarf. I think
yeah,
when we go in there, we should play our cards close to our chest as well. Like maybe not let on that like we're as close with Barnabas as we are. Maybe
we're
just say
not
we
close.
just met him.
We
I know,
did
but
just
like
meet him.
I know, but like don't tell them about the saltwater taffy, you know?
But I understand. However, I wanted to confirm it was the same guy because otherwise I think we would get zero information. And
Well,
I don't
yeah.
know Barnabas at all. I at all. And if they have information, especially if he's dangerous, we're subject to anything.
You feel the boat kind of do like a hard like tilt, like enough that Brunk you have to like slam your body onto the side to keep it steady again. The water around you starts to get choppier and choppier, and as you get about halfway to the other side back towards where the lighthouse is, the water gets more choppy until it's hard to keep the boat right. And as you feel like kind of like a hard slam into the boat and do what you can to tip it back over, a familiar looking creature kind of like bursts out of the water and dives over the boat. Oh, hold on. And that's where we'll end session for tonight.
Not more of those guys.
If there's anybody watching at home, that's it for tonight. But we are back tomorrow with more Oops All Bards, so be sure to check us out as we finish up downtime and see kind of where we're going from there. Monday is the Land of the Lost Corsair over on Talking with Adam stream. Wednesday, of course, we are doing Tiny Punk 2077, where I think I've been saying it, we're close to wrapping up. They are on the precipice of war, so we'll see what happens with that. Kind of a war on two fronts. And then Thursday is Lost Minds of Phandelver over on Kirby's stream, so go check that out. All of the links are in the description below. We are not here next week. Ellie's got a comedy show, so we're gonna do that, which is also going to be a lot of fun, but you guys are going to miss out on that, so you should go ahead and rewatch the old episodes, or even catch Season 1 of Cleaning Crew, because it is also a wild ride. We are also going to be off the following week, because we're doing Ren Fair that weekend as well, so we are off for a couple weeks, and we'll be back on October 5th. And yeah, that's it. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Love every single one of you. Hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. And as always, power to the players. Have a great night.